Every 3 years, the best sailors on the planet compete in the world's toughest offshore challenge, the Volvo Ocean Race.
1, 2, go!
Stench.
For the 12th edition, 7 teams left Alicante, Spain, to cross 4 oceans and 5 continents over 9 months. It is the ultimate endurance test that all professional sailors dream of doing.
It's just relentless.
With a fleet solely composed of the Volvo Ocean 65, a boat designed to take on the most grueling offshore race. Crews are pushed to the limit in a competition that has never been closer. Battling 24/7, the sailors experience extreme lows.
I can't believe this. I can't actually believe this happened.
Mast is broken.
And extreme highs. As the race approaches the finish in Sweden, it becomes even more intense for the teams.
Life at the extreme, like we say.
This is their story. The Volvo Ocean Race is in Lisbon, ahead of the start of Leg 8 to Lorient in France. For one team, the impending return to race action is extra special.
I think this team and this Volvo Ocean Race is completely different from any other sailing I've been doing and most people are doing. You know, you're normally on a team and you're working as a team, but you're more working professionally when you're on a team. Here for the Volvo Ocean Race and for Team Vestas Win, it's been all about friendship and the people. And I think we kind of take a lot of good things from this race and this experience to move on with for the future challenges ahead.
I now understand that in this Volvo, all the teams will experience problems, and that's maybe the biggest part of the race. Is not how to race, but how to deal with the problems.
We should be grateful for the opportunity and also just enjoy each other and take it all on board and get out of here well and enjoy the sailing and finish it as you wish. And thank you for all your help for the last 6 months too, because you've all supported everything Tom and I have had to do, and it's been great.
Nice, Coxie. Thanks.
We have a few young guys on the team, and we really learned a lot from these older guys. Not only technically on how to handle the boat, but also how to get through the tough situations. We have experienced teamwork both in the situation when we were on the reef, but also afterwards these months, how to stick together and how to keep the motivation high. I think we've managed to do that quite well, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're standing here today.
Are you prepared?
This is 25 years of preparation right here. This is detailing, this is hard work, this is game plans for 25 years. Give me a proper question, where people don't know the answer.
How confident are you in winning?
Oh, that's a good question. On a scale from what?
1 to 10.
On a scale from 1 to 65, I'll be 60. Because the last 5 foot, they did have a bit of a mess up not long ago. So still leave 5 foot for the surprise. For the first 60 foot, pretty confident.
It's exciting, right? We're stood here right now, and if we sail a good leg, we can win the race. And that's what we're aiming to do. If we don't sail a good leg, we might get another chance. Obviously, what we want to do is beat Brunel and Dongfeng and get the best result we can in the leg.
I think the most important thing is, of course, that we beat Abu Dhabi so that we make the gap small. Of course, winning would be really nice because then at least you gain at least 1 point. So we just got full noise in the next leg.
I think this is one where we know that we have a good chance in doing really, really well. So these are the best opportunities for us to do a really good result. And I think these 2 legs, they're probably the ones that stay in your memory at the end of the race.
With just 2 legs to go, the Volvo Ocean Race is winding up to the finale in Sweden. Leg 8 of 9 is a 647 nautical mile sprint from Lisbon in Portugal to Lorient, France, via the notoriously treacherous Bay of Biscay.
It's the playoffs. The games are all pretty meaningful. We got 2 legs left with 2 points, and this will definitely be the most intense leg of the race, despite its short distance.
For Team Vestas Wind, after a complete rebuild following their shipwrecking in November, just being back in the race is a triumph against adversity.
It's an incredible achievement what we've done, and I think the whole team should be very proud of what we've done. If there was only one thing that just you would always look back on and wish could have been different, was just the fact that we've never got to show what the potential we could have realised. And I have no doubt with the guys we have on the boat and just the whole project that we're actually going to achieve something very good for what was a late entry in the race. But right now, I guess in a way we have. We've been able to turn something around from being a salvage operation on a reef to actually now it's a competitive entry back again here in Lisbon, and from there, I think it's something we can all be proud of.
Leaving Lisbon and heading north up the Portuguese coast in light winds, Team SCA are neck and neck with Dongfeng.
At the moment, we're sort of with Dongfeng and Vestas, and I'd say we're ahead of the guys to the of us, to everyone else. It's going to be a long night. I've got myself ready. I've made a coffee. I'm on sandwich number 2. I think that's going to be my night, yeah. It's a trim off tonight, that's what it is. And I'm taking that guy down over there. He doesn't know it yet.
It's just a really complicated forecast for the leg. Really, really messy from here to finish there, so we spent days and days poring over the weather, trying to work out whether inshore or offshore are better, and the honest answer is we really don't know. And that's sort of getting confirmed right now when we're going to get light stuff all the way to Vigo. And we're going to get 40 knots of finish there. We're going to have a dead beat across Biscay, and then masses of thunderstorms and probably a light airs in the French coast. So long, long way from being over, that's for sure.
During the night, Dongfeng tack left to join the main group offshore, then tack back to rejoin SCA and Vestas on the more inshore route. Playing the middle doesn't pay off for the Franco-Chinese team.
The good news for us is that Dongfeng are in a fair bit of trouble. They're 15 miles behind. They may struggle to get out of that. We need to finish in front of Brunel. At the moment, they're 1 mile in front of us.
Lost a lot on the girls. The wind has been changing all the time. A lot of maneuvers. Not much sleep. Not much sleep when you are ahead. It's okay, but when you've lost so much, it's never very good.
Abu Dhabi, Alvemedica on Brunel, and we are still together this morning. We can see far ahead the girls leading the fleet with a good separation. On windward there is Team Vestas. He was close to the girl, in front of the girl in the middle of the night, and the girl escaped, so that's it.
It said to me a week ago you could be in second with, with about 5 miles to third. You'd take that, but it's such a long way to go, and a very windy, breezy, tough night and day ahead.
Everyone will be trying to get north, just dealing with what they've got. It's very patchy and light today, so a lot of cloud cover. It's not a good day for sea breeze at the moment. And there's one dolphin right there. Dolphin?
This morning we've got like kind of crazy dolphin swimming around the boat, and it's really nice.
Did you enjoy the dolphins this morning? Yes, like ever, dolphins are very beautiful, more beautiful than you, Francisco, and than me also.
The dolphins like yellow. Even if you see them 100 times a day, they never get boring.
Very skillful. He's just keeping the dolphins right here. He's even named them.
Chippy, Chubby and Bubby. Coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you could go, you work in Aqua World or whatever it is.
You should see me with Lorient.
Leg 8 of 9 is the shortest yet, and the crews know their point-scoring chances are running out.
It's more of a 4-day sprint, and there'll be a whole lot less sleep for sure. You know, we don't want to conserve our energy and don't want to leave anything on the table, so by the end of this race we want to be completely knackered, and that's sort of what we're going for.
The Volvo Ocean Race has a specialist medical team tuned into the extreme physical demands on the sailors in this punishing 9-month marathon.
Everybody and every day, if you don't get sleep, you realise how, making decisions can be difficult. Obviously, some of the sailors, those who've done single-handed are trained, and they'll have gone through conditions where they've been by themselves and managed to continue sailing. And also, if you're trying to work on the boat, lifting things around, and there'll be a lot of that going on as well. It's hard, just trying to function, just doing your normal things.
Off watches haven't really been very good. Been doing a lot of tacking and moving stuff constantly, so no one's really had a good off watch yet.
You need to be physically strong and in good condition, because you are going to be constantly, moving, lifting in conditions that aren't a normal, stable platform. You're working at angles, so you're putting yourself through a lot of stress. The body's been put through quite difficult times. It's going to be hard. I expect we will see a number of injuries as they come off, just because of the nature of what they're dealing with out there at the moment.
Off Cape Finisterre, the forecast is for lumpy seas and 40 knots of wind, a nasty combination. But for now, the crews are still sheltered from what's around the corner.
We don't know what's going to happen.
That's the corner, right? Famous corner.
Very famous for rough seas. It's a dangerous place. Current, deep water, come into shallow water really quickly, and normally lots of big weather systems coming through.
The Galicians call this Costa da Morte, or Coast of Death, for its shipwrecking history from terrible sea states. And right now, it's a harsh place for the fleet.
We're in the Bay of Certain Dead. So it's smashing us around a bit.
Yeah, well, once we got around the lighthouse of Finisterre, basically hit the weather, hit the wind, and it's actually pretty gnarly. The sea state is really bad. The waves are out of control, so we're just trying to keep the boat moving and keep some speed on.
Team SCA strike out first into the Bay of Biscay in a group of 4 ahead of Vestas, Alvimedica and Dongfeng, while Brunel, Abu Dhabi and Mapfre edge further around this treacherous corner before heading offshore.
We knew it was going to be windy and a bit bumpy coming around, so we got onto the J2 at the right time and reefing and carrying on, so we've got to try and now work on getting some miles back from SCA and defend the guys behind us.
Well, it's still a big job to tack in these conditions. We've got Alvimedica with us. We have to push hard to go to pat them.
Life at the extreme, like we say.
Lots of tacks, big waves, strong winds, so really hard work on the crew. Our main goal is to stay ahead of Brunel, and we're also hoping that if this side of the course pays, then we'll also beat Dongfeng, and that's the goal, is to try and beat those 2 boats. And nothing would please me more than SCA and Vestas to get first and second right now. Take them away from anybody else.
This is definitely leaking. Yeah. So let's fix up first, see if we have enough. We still have enough oil, so that's good.
We have a hydraulic leak from the main reservoir, which means that oil all over the boat right now. And that's a bad combination when you have 35 knots. So when the big waves, you basically no grip and you're really slipping around. So we're trying to sort that leak out and clean up and hopefully.
Leak line slipped on the jib and then it got a big bang and it ripped on the leech. So we got a big tear in the back of the J2. So we had to change it to the J3. Not very nice.
Reefing sails reduces risks, but the pounding takes its toll on both people and boats.
Yeah, well, lack of sleep, induce a few caffeine chewing gums. That's what you get. Yeah.
It's quite hard to sleep at the moment, you know, like you're gripping onto your bunk, seatbelt on, and yeah, still hitting the ceiling, and I think it's quite hard to sleep. You find yourself all the way at the bottom of your bunk in a mess. I had the seatbelt around my neck when I woke up.
Few people get taken down hard by seasickness, and actually everyone's slowly coming back to life on that front.
Hello, how's it going? Not really well. Still the same. When there is wave, I'm not feeling really good, so I'm struggling a little bit today, but it will be better tomorrow. But what's the best news? The best news is that we are first. Woo! Does that make you feel a little bit less sick? Yes, of course.
At the finish in Lorient, Dee Cafari waits for her crewmates to arrive. Dee is off the boat for this stage, but she's excited for Team SCA as a whole. A leg win would be a significant boost for the all-women campaign.
Yeah, the Volvo Ocean Race has been a kind of journey for Team SCA, and we didn't hide that from the beginning. Even though we got the boat first and did a lot of training and the build-up was long in comparison to the other teams, we always spoke about this experience gap that we had, and until we got on the race course, we were never going to bridge that gap. Well, we've been talking for a while that once we get to the sprint legs, that's going to be our glory time. And we've seen it at the start of the longer legs where we've held it together, and then after that first week, we kind of fall off the pack and then we struggle and we make life a little bit difficult for ourselves. So the fact that this was just down to a few days, we were quite confident. They'd done a lot of homework and we needed to kind of make it happen before the end of the race, and we only had 2 legs left. I'm pretty conflicted with my emotions, as excited as I am that as a team we're pulling it off. I'm not actually on the boat and helping make it happen, and I can't help but think that's going to kind of distance me from the team a little bit more, because they're going to have done this together and it's a very emotive thing that they're going to come in and celebrate. It's the squad system we agreed to at the beginning, and unfortunately it was my time. The course is running out of runway. The wind isn't going to change much, so there's not many options for anybody else, so they've just got to keep it together, and I think this is going to happen.
The crews head northeast towards the French coast. SCA maintain their lead over Vestas, while Abu Dhabi overtakes Salvamedica to stay in third. For Ian Walker and his crew, statistically, overall victory starts to become within their grasp.
All that matters is the position between us and Dongfeng. That's why it's so good that SCA and Vestas are first and second. It couldn't be more perfect for us. Basically, if we can beat Brunel and Dongfeng, and my maths is right, then we've won the race.
Judging by the lack of sleep that I just had, it's still very bumpy, very uncomfortable as we're going upwind. So not very nice conditions, but I think we're still winning, so got to be happy with them. So this was the Sked and we were here, and the next boat Vestas was that little blue dot there, and the rest of the fleet were all pretty close together. Now it's very much the big push. We've got about 6 hours until we finish. It's all pretty exciting. You can feel everything's ramping up on board, the tension's building. Perhaps needs to calm down a bit, hold the excitement to the finish, but yeah, it's going to be good.
Dockside, the team anticipates a fine victory.
It's a good morning for us and a good morning for Vestas, and hopefully it'll turn out all right for Abu Dhabi too. So it's actually, we're all winning this morning. It's unfortunate for the guys in last place, but now they know how it feels.
could have chosen that I could win one of the legs of the Volvo Ocean Race, then for sure I'd choose the one coming into Lorient, because this is my home. My previous project was based here, so I've sailed out of here a lot, and very happy to finally spend a night in my own bed.
I like it.
Well, I was 100% sure. I had absolute confidence in them, though it needed a complete disaster for anything to change. So they've delivered what we hoped for, and they're ecstatic on the boat. You could just see, we don't often react a lot at the ends of races, and the boat just erupted as we got to the finish line. So it's going to be a pretty hectic day, and I think Lorient's going to turn magenta.
Team Vestas Wind finished second.
Great job.
Nice work.
It's been rough days. I don't think I've slept more. Any of us slept more than 4 hours since Sunday morning. So it's been some really, really tough and long days, but it's been worth it. We pushed hard and we wanted to prove what we were worth. So we gave it all, and that came in second place for that.
I think we all need a bit of rest, but we're already now looking forward to next leg, and we've proven that we are competitive and we can mingle with the other guys. So here we come.
You wouldn't say it was scripted, but you could not wish for a better result, that's for sure. I must admit, watched right through the whole night, just watching the skids come in, and you're just Abu Dhabi were putting a lot of heat on us and just needed to try and do everything we could to cover them. And I think the boats had a pretty good test of time in the last 3 days. I think most of them, when they stepped off, were pretty convinced the structural testing has been done. So so I think everybody's overjoyed, to be quite honest.
Next week, Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing make their own grand entrance. The fleet sets off on the final leg of the 9-month Volvo Ocean Race. And the pressure to claim a podium place ratchets up another level.
If we finish this race in the podium, for us it's going to be like winning the race.